All eyes on Anambra's resident cast their ballots today to decide who becomes the governor of the state for the next 4 years. 16 political parties, of course, 16 governorship candidates, 14 male candidates and 2 female candidates will be jostling for the lighthouse in Awka in what seems to be a litmus test for INEC chairman Professor Josh Mokwit. 114 observer groups, 76 media organizations and 500 journalists have been saddled with the responsibility of ensuring smooth coverage of the polls. Recall Professor Mokwit from Kogi State was sworn in on the 23rd of October after Professor Mahmoud Yakubu served his 2 terms in office supervising the 2019 and the 2023 general election, including off-cycle governorship elections.
Now, 24,000 ad hoc staff, over 3,000 vehicles, 83 boats for transportation of personnel and materials to the polling units. Accreditation and voting are expected to start at 8:30 a.m. According to Yaga Africa, only 28% of polling units starts voting as at 9:30 a.m. in 2021. Now, INEC says it's improved on its processes in this election. I guess we'll definitely find out. Now, let's tell you that 6,879 bimodal voter accreditation system have been assigned for this election, with the breakdown of 5,718 for polling units, 183 for split units, 978 backups, and 45 registration area centers to serve as early morning deployment hubs in the 21 local government areas of the state. Now, in this governorship elections, there are 2,802,790 registered voters, 2,769,137 out of 2.8 million registered voters in Anambra State collected permanent voters' cards, which puts the total percentage to 98.8%. Now, Oyi local government area has the largest collection of permanent voters' cards with 99.82%, followed by Onitsha South, 99.74%, Orumba North, 99.51%, Newi North, 99.40%. Agwata local government has the lowest collection with 96.60%.
All right, so let's tell you that 3,456 are registered voters with a disability. Now, in order to foster violence and ensure the safety of lives and property, the Nigerian Police Force has deployed 45,000 police officers and 10,000 NSCDC personnel. That's about 50,000, over 50,000 police officers to conduct and ensure that there is a free conduct of this particular election. Are we expecting a turnout of voters in this election, looking at the voting pattern in the state? Now, in 2013, it was 25% voter turnout. In 2017, 20%. Now, there is a sharp decline when we got to 2021, about 10%. A decline in voting pattern like any other state in Nigeria. Now, are Nigerians losing confidence in the electoral process, or is it a case of minority of making decision for the majority in Nigeria? The big question remains on the program. Will there be a surprise in the 2025 governorship election on voter turnout, or are we expecting voter apathy in Anambra State today? In a matter of time, we'll see the outcome of this Anambra governorship election. And will this be a test of efficiency, integrity, and impartiality in Nigeria's electoral process, especially as voter confidence remains low in the state? Now, talking about the newly sworn-in INEC chairman is a test on integrity and impartiality in Anambra State. Thank you so much for joining us on Anambra The Site live studio this morning. I am Emmanuel Ajayi. And
I am Winfrey Beleshe. I'm definitely bringing all the details you need to know.
Absolutely.
From
this
Anambra
morning.
This
morning. It's a D-Day for the Anambra governorship election.
Yes,
and residents, stakeholders have been talking concerning this particular election. We're going to see Yaga Africa has even said that, projected that the election turnout might be about less than 20%.
Yes, which is actually sad because we've actually seen a decline over the years, and now, I mean, we have over, 2.8 million voters registered. But then again, let's see. We're actually looking to see how many people will actually come out and vote today, which is actually very, very important. But then again, also looking at the INEC chairman, this is literally, some people call it baptism by fire.
Absolutely.
So
but baptism by fire in the sense that he was sworn into the office just 16 days to this particular election, and we're going to see whether it's going to be a litmus test or an integrity test for him at this particular election. 45,000 police officers, about 10,000 NSCDC officers have been deployed for this particular election, which says that about over 50,000 police officers in this particular election. Are we seeing a militarization of election in Nigeria compared to what we saw in Edo State?
The truth is, I mean, considering the violence, the level of violence that actually occurred in past elections in Anambra State, it's important that they actually take precaution to make sure that all that is curbed. However, we also know that, I mean, putting a whole lot of militarization right there can actually also intimidate some of the voters as well. But then again, let's hope that that's not the situation. So yeah, let's just see how that goes.
Voting is expected to start at 8:30, and INEC has indeed promised that deployment of electoral materials will be done before that time. We're keeping an eye on